The Flintstones have been around for as long as I can remember, and for the most part, it hasn't changed. It's always stayed the same. Fred works at the quarry, Wilma stays at home, Pebbles is a baby, all that traditional stuff. However, this Flintstones comic is a bit different than the other ones. Let's get into it. At this point, you're probably wondering, hardcover, why are you covering the Flintstones? The Flintstones, out of all the comics that are available out there, out of everything that Image is putting out of everything that Marvel is putting out, why are you placing an emphasis on this little book? Well, it's because it's probably one of the most brilliant books that's on the stands right now. Written by Mark Russell and art by Steve Pugh, The Flintstones is perhaps the most subversive and satiring look at what's going on in our country today. Mark Russell, who is relatively new to the comic book industry, only has a handful of projects that he's done, but this is a guy that is on the come up. This is a guy that is absolutely brilliant and has a sharp mind. The writing in here is awesome. It is fantastic, and the best part about it is you can pick up any single issue of the Flintstones and you'll be perfectly fine. There is kind of an overarching story throughout each issue, but for the most part, each one is a single one and done story. You're probably wondering at this point, well, what is the story in this particular comic? Well, really what it is, it's just an examination of our culture today through the Flintstones. It's an examination of showing how much progress we've made throughout the past few years and how little we've actually come when it relates to relationships, when it relates to sex, when it relates to placement in life, while examining the characters. There is a lot of depth that is given to characters like Wilma, who for the most part in the old cartoon series was really just left as the stay-at-home wife. There's one particular issue in here that in a single page Mark Russell gives more depth to the character of Wilma than perhaps she's ever had in the TV series, and that is a lot of TV. I'm not joking that when I say if you don't at least feel something or if you don't tear up a little bit in that panel, then chances are you may just be dead inside. Perhaps my favorite issue in here involves marriage. You see, I'm sure if you've been around the block a few times, you've heard the old saying, Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. Well, in this particular issue, you actually meet Adam and Steve. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Not only because it's an examination of gay marriage, but it's also an examination of marriage in general and how far yet how backwards we still are on those concepts of marriage. Oh, absolutely my favorite issue in the series. Mark Russell is also not above doing puns, much in the same way that Chew has little comments and little things in the background. This comic book does the exact same thing. For example, pay attention to some of the restaurants. There is a particular panel in here involving Panda Express where they actually serve real pandas to cavemen that had me busting out laughing. The issue in here that I think is going to get recognition come award season is the one dealing with war. More specifically, the fact that Fred and Barney are war veterans, and the saying yabba dabba doo, well, there's something really creative that they do with it in here that I really will not give away, but suffice to say, when I found out about that, I thought, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant. You're giving more depth to these characters and you're showing the damage of war, and at the same time you're incorporating something that's been a long-standing tradition in Flintstones in a very fresh and very brilliant way. Our duties in here are handled by Steve Pugh, and I guarantee you've never seen anybody draw the Flintstones the way that he does. He's got a real unique take to it, and I dig it. Instead of going for the cartoony look that we're all used to that was popular with Hanna-Barbera, he ditches all that. And he goes for more of a realistic, yet somewhat cartoony take of what the characters would look like. These are cave people, so they're big, they're burly, they're huge, they're full of muscle, but at the same time, they're not cut. It's just more of a bulkier, stockier look, and I dig it, I really do. Chris Chuckery in here handles the colors, and I gotta say, they are fantastic. The coloring in here is great. It just pops right off the page, and at times, it's even in contrast to some of the more darker and more politically charged elements of this book. I rate my books on a pass, borrow, buy, perfect scale, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This is without a doubt a perfect. It's hands down a must buy. I've emphasized this before. Perfect doesn't mean that a comic book is perfect per se, but it's just something special. It's something above the rest. It's something that a few years down the line, when we're looking at Mark Russell's catalog, we're gonna go, yeah, but have you read the Flintstones? Have you read where the guy got his start? This is on another level. I absolutely highly recommend this. It's only going for like about $10, and I'm sure you can get it even cheaper online. Guys, do not sleep on this. Pick this up, and I guarantee you, you'll have a great time with it. There you have it, guys. My review for the Flintstones. Yes, it does live up to the hype. Yes, it is really that good. Like I said, do not let the fact that this is a Flintstone comic deter you from picking this up. Look past that. It's brilliant. It's one of the best reads that I've read this year, and it's hands down going on my best of 2017 list without a shadow of a doubt, guys. Like, it's that good. If this is your first time checking out my channel, I do weekly reviews of hardcovers, trade paperbacks, omnibuses, special editions, deluxes, all that good stuff. Guys, you can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, found in the description as well. And if you want to take it a step further and support this channel, Patreon is found down below in the description. I love you guys. Have a great week. Bye.